Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another video. In this one, we're going to be talking about something that I know a lot of you have been asking about, which is how to buy products on Alibaba, specifically for your private label Amazon business, aka Amazon FBA. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you, buying on Alibaba can be a little bit intimidating, especially if you're just starting out. But don't worry, in this video, I'm gonna take you through everything that you need to know to make the process as easy and as straightforward as possible. So if you're ready to start sourcing products and building your private label business, let's get right into it. Let's start by first understanding what Alibaba actually is and whether you should even use it in the first place. Alibaba is a massive online marketplace that connects businesses with manufacturers in China and other parts of the world. It's kind of like Amazon in a way, but instead of selling directly to consumers, it's a platform for businesses to find suppliers and products for their own businesses. There are, of course, other marketplaces that you can go to for the same purposes, but Alibaba is the single largest wholesale marketplace for products in the world. You'll be able to find over 95% of Amazon products here, and the overwhelming majority of the largest manufacturers in the world also conduct business here as well. One of the biggest advantages of buying on Alibaba is that it allows you to source products at a much lower price than you would find in your own country. And that obviously means much higher profit margin potential for your business. Buying low and selling high gives you the highest chance to make sure that your business is healthy and profitable. Plus, you have access to a wider range of products and manufacturers that you wouldn't be able to find elsewhere. Okay, so now that we have an idea of what Alibaba is and how it works, it's time to find the right product to sell. This can seem like a daunting task, but some market research and the right tools, you can easily find a product that's in demand and has potential to make you some serious money. To start, you need to conduct thorough market research to identify popular products that you can actually source on Alibaba itself, making it an ideal place to find products to sell on Amazon. One of the easiest ways to conduct market research is to use product research tools like Jungle Scout and Helium 10. These tools can help you identify products that are popular on Amazon, how much they are selling for, and how many reviews they have in order to help you kind of dictate what the competition will really look like. By analyzing this data, you can determine which products are worth pursuing and which ones you should actually avoid. Once you've identified that product, it's important to check if there is any demand for it on Amazon. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that you go after this product. You need to find that sweet spot. And if you are interested to learn a little bit more of an in-depth tutorial, I'm gonna put something up on the screen here where we actually use Helium 10 that goes through how to find a product. Now, another thing to consider is when choosing a product is the actual competition itself. You don't wanna choose a product that's already saturated with sellers because it'll be harder to rank your product and actually make sales. Instead, look for products with low competition but high demand to give yourself that best chance of succeeding. Again, click the video and watch the tutorial to go into this in much further detail. But remember, finding the right product is crucial to the success of your Amazon FBA business. So it's important to take the time to conduct thorough market research and use the right tools to identify products that are in high demand and low competition. By doing so, you can increase your chances of success and start making money on Amazon in no time. Okay, so we're gonna go through a little bit more of product research, but another way that you can actually find products is by looking on Amazon. So let's say that you wanna create a decorative tray, search for decorative tray on Amazon, you'll immediately get an entire range of products. Find one that best fits what you're looking for to search on Alibaba. Another really cool trick that I don't see nearly enough people using is search by image function on Alibaba. So what you can do is go to the actual Amazon product listing, right-click on the main listing image of the product, then go over to Alibaba at the search bar and click on the camera icon that will say search by image. Upload that image and Alibaba will actually immediately find the product that you're looking for or ones that are similar to it. Now, a natural question that comes up is how can we actually differentiate between all of these different options? Which ones are good products and which ones are bad? So a huge part of buying on Alibaba is finding the right supplier for your product. Here's what most people don't realize. On Alibaba, there are manufacturers, but there are also trading companies. These businesses are more like middlemen in a sense. There are people who buy directly from manufacturers and then will sell to you. And for the most part, their goal is to make a bit of a profit margin for essentially being their brokers. Now, the majority of the time, as a beginner, you're gonna want to be dealing with only manufacturers. There are, in some instances, where you might want to talk to a trading company, but for a beginner, it really doesn't make any sense because you want to make more money at the end of the day. With Alibaba, you can actually filter by supplier instead of your products. So what I'm going to do is go to the search bar, click on the drop-down menu by products, and then click on suppliers. Now, I'm gonna go and search for my product. One thing that's really important is just search by the main keywords for your product and nothing more. You don't want to miss out on the great suppliers just because they didn't exactly know what they were doing when it came to marketing on Alibaba.com. What I'm also going to do is check the boxes for trade assurance and verified supplier. This is going to give you the extra layer of protection when it comes to finding a reliable supplier to source your products from. These are businesses that Alibaba themselves have actually screened. They've done some checks to verify that people are actually working there, if it's a proper factory, and to see if they have their certifications. Here are a few tips to help you find the best supplier for your needs. Look for gold suppliers. Alibaba has a system that rates suppliers based on their performance, and gold suppliers are the highest rated. These are the suppliers that have a proven track record of providing high quality products and excellent customer service. Another fundamental part of finding the right supplier for you is reading the actual reviews of the supplier. Very similar to Amazon. Before you choose a supplier, make sure to read those reviews from other buyers. This will give you a good idea of the quality of the products you'll be getting and how reliable the supplier actually is. You can also filter manufacturers by certifications if you find it fit. But one of my favorite ways to filter is by the number of years the manufacturer has actually been trading. You can filter the manufacturers that have been trading for 5+ years, and typically, if they've been in business for 5 or more years, they're a pretty safe bet. Aside from that, I wouldn't filter anything more. Over-filtering can be a bad thing as it can cause you to miss out on seeing some suppliers that probably would have been a good fit if they were hidden by something specific. One quick tip is to do a quick glance at the supplier by going into their company overview. You can screen for how many employees they have and whether their products seem to be congruent with each other. For example, if you're looking for a supplier to create your decorative tray, then their catalog should most likely have products in the same niche of home organization, goods, and appliances. The next part of this process is communicating with these actual suppliers. Once you have found a few potential suppliers, start communicating with them to get a sense of their responsiveness and ability to understand your needs. This will help you narrow down your options and find the right supplier. Now, what you're gonna wanna keep in mind is that English is not usually the native language for these people. So during messages and exchanges, you'll most likely find a lot of broken English on their side, but that is okay. These people are more focused on creating quality products for you and not so much marketing their products. Now let's dive into the next thing, which is negotiating. Negotiating with suppliers can be a nerve-wracking experience for a lot of new Amazon FBA sellers. I can resonate a lot with that. However, if you want to get the best deal and maximize your profits, it's a crucial step in the process. And in this chapter, we're gonna quickly go through some tips that will help you negotiate effectively. First of all, you should consider asking your supplier if they offer any quantity discounts. The more products you order, the more likely it is that you'll receive a discount per unit. This can be a great way to save money and increase your profit margin, especially if you plan on doing a large bulk order, which you should. Another factor to consider when negotiating with suppliers is shipping costs. Make sure to ask about shipping costs and factor them into your budget. Some suppliers may offer free shipping or reduced shipping rates, so be sure to ask about these during your negotiations. This will help you to accurately calculate your expenses and ensure that you have a realistic budget. Even better, take those and leverage freight forwarders to see if you can get even better prices from them. Now, the other thing is negotiating terms on your payments. Now, this is something that's a little bit harder to do, but if you can do it on the front end, that is amazing. You want to make sure that these payment terms are beneficial for both you and the supplier. One major thing is making sure that you have a deposit and a balanced structure, meaning ideally you're paying 30% or less upfront and then 70% or less moving forward. One of the payment terms that you want to make sure that you have are specifically for your deposit. Super common for suppliers to ask for a deposit up front and pay the rest on the balance when the products are actually finished. and that's typically a 30-70% split. But if you prefer different payment terms, be sure to discuss them with your supplier to see if they can accommodate your request. It's also very important to remember that negotiating is not about getting the cheapest price possible. Rather, it's about finding a win-win solution for both you and the supplier. Building a strong relationship with your supplier can lead to long-term success for your Amazon FBA business. So keep in mind that the supplier is also running a business and wants to make a profit. By finding a solution that benefits both parties, you can establish a positive business relationship that can lead to future opportunities. Good business is and has always been about building strong relationships on the foundation of trust and winning together. Negotiating with suppliers is a crucial step in the process of sourcing products on Alibaba for Amazon. So make sure to use these tips to help you negotiate effectively and to find a win-win solution that works for both you and your supplier. So once you've finally negotiated the terms that you're comfortable with, it's time to go ahead and actually place that order. This is the exciting part, where you actually finally are bringing your product to life. Here are the steps that you need to follow. To get started, you need to create a purchase order, and usually they send that to you. This is a document that outlines all of the details of your order, including the product, quantity, price, and the shipping information. Your supplier should be able to provide you with a template for a purchase order, but you can also create your own using softwares like Excel or Google Sheets. Once you've created your purchase order, it's time to pay for your order according to the agreed upon pricing you made with your supplier during the negotiation stage. Most suppliers will require a deposit up front, like I said before, with the balance due once the product is completed and finished. No supplier is going to ship the products before the entire balance is paid unless you are building a great relationship and you have some terms in place. So make sure to keep track of all the payments and receipts for your records. After you've paid for your order, it's important to monitor it closely to make sure everything is on track for delivery. Check in with your supplier regularly to get updates on the production and shipping process, or a freight forwarder if you're using them as well. Make sure to factor in the shipping times, custom clearance, all the additional deliveries and things along those lines. If you're ordering a larger quantity of products, you might want to consider hiring a third-party inspection company to make sure that your products meet standard quality, and it's gonna give you more confidence in the future to be able to make larger orders, but also when you get actually selling on Amazon. Placing your order should be a straightforward process as long as you've done your research and negotiated effectively with your supplier itself. So just remember, stay organized, keep track of all the payments and communication, and monitor your order closely to ensure a smooth delivery process. Now let's quickly chat about handling customs and the actual shipping process. Customs and shipping can be a bit of a headache when sourcing products if you don't know what you're doing, but it doesn't have to be. The first thing that you need to do is make sure that you understand the custom requirements for your country. Your supplier is pretty good at usually telling exactly how that works, but this is crucial in order to make sure that you avoid any delays and/or issues with your shipment. Custom regulations can vary from country to country, so make sure you do your research beforehand. Next, make sure that you have all of the necessary documentation for customs clearance. This may include a commercial invoice, packing list, and a bill of lading. Make sure that these documents are accurate, complete, because any errors or omissions can cause massive delays in custom clearances. We face this ourselves. When it comes to shipping, you have a few different options. You can either use a supplier's shipping service or find a third-party freight forwarder. I recommend the latter portion. A freight forwarder can help you navigate the complexities of international shipping and customs clearance, and may even be able to negotiate better rates with carriers on your behalf. And finally, make sure that you have a plan in place for receiving your shipment once it arrives. You'll need to clear customs and arrange for final delivery to your warehouse or fulfillment center. Make sure that you have a reliable logistics partner in place to handle this process for you. Freight forwarders will typically handle it for you, which is great. Follow these tips to make sure that your customs and your shipping process goes smoothly and that your product arrives on time and in good condition. Cool, so now that your product is actually landed at the port, your next step is to get it to Amazon's FBA fulfillment centers. You can use a freight forwarder for this, like I mentioned before, to handle the shipping process for it, but you can also set up a shipping plan directly on Amazon Seller Central and have one of their partnered couriers pick it up for you. They're gonna go ahead and inbound everything, and you're gonna start seeing available inventory for you. Okay guys, I know that that was a lot of information, but you now know how to source your products on Alibaba to sell them as a private label product through Amazon FBA. Remember to conduct thorough market research, find a reliable supplier, negotiate the price, Communicate clearly to avoid any misunderstandings, and always, always, always remember to put your customer first by providing high quality products and excellent customer service. If you'd like a step-by-step guide on how to start your Amazon FBA business from start to finish, I'm gonna go ahead and leave a link to one of my videos that I put together for you guys. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.